Savan, how much of an influence on your day do opinions on social media have?
Honestly, I don't know because I don't get really any negative. I get so little negative, and negative is usually what
Really?
I know it's crazy,
With how
right?
many DMs you get, there's no negatives?
Usually the negative comments will be in the comments, and they're usually ad hominem or they don't make sense. Usually it's like it's a character attack. So I'll be like the Wilson tennis ball bounces higher than the Penn tennis ball, and people will be like, "You're a fucking idiot. You don't even know what you're talking about." And so, like, maybe at the most it'll influence me. I'll go to the website. I'll pull out a Wilson tennis ball and a Penn tennis ball, and I'll bounce them, and I'll see I was right. And then I'll go look at some studies on the internet. And I mean, that would be the most it would influence me. Recently, some chick was just attacking me on my Instagram, and when I went to respond to her, it said that she's restricted my responses. So at that, and it didn't say block; it said restricted. So I blocked her, and then like three brand new accounts show up, and they're just trolling me. You fucking asshole! You coward! Someone disagreed with you, so you blocked them, and I gently responded. I said no. It said my response was restricted. But other than that, it's pretty mellow. I really just like going through the YouTube comments and finding stuff that I control you and Josh with. I really am running with this theme that Josh's coffee is delivered by donkey. I really just like
It
that.
is.
I've gotten a few DMs from people in Panama saying that's not true.
It's not true.
But why
That's
do you get very many negative comments?
Me? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Like, but
granted.
what can they say about you, though?
It
What can they say?
probably isn't nearly as many as I think. It's just like I can have 1,000 nice ones and then one negative one, and I'll stew on it because I'm like, all right, well, it's not true, or whatever it is. You know, it's like I like to set the record straight. I don't like to have people have a false representation of me or whatever it is. Dude, it's to the point that it's like no matter what you post, people will find something negative to say about it. No matter, I have had some ones that it's like a picture of Sammy and I on a dock, like holding hands of like enjoying our time on
You
vacation,
son
and
of a bitch.
people will find something to say. I had one recently, a DM, and this girl was ripping me apart. I had a whole response typed up of just like basically me telling her like where to stick it. And then I was like, why am I wasting my time with this? Like, out of all the positive feedback I got from this, I'm focused on the one negative one. Why am I even giving this 5 seconds of thought? And it was her like telling me about like that I'm not a real alcoholic, or like that, you know, anyone that's a real alcoholic wouldn't be doing this.
Shit.
And I was like,
Shit.
and I almost responded, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, I'm having the argument in my own head. I'm doing nothing but wasting time and being unproductive. And I almost responded just like with the serenity prayer of like,
Oh, I like
you know,
it. I like
here
it.
you go. You know, if you're a real alcoholic, you should understand this, you know? But yeah, it was just like, that one stuck with me for a little bit because I was like, who do you think you are? Like, and there's so many things too. Like, I remember I put up a post about my back surgery and just like meant it as I get hit up all the time. Like, hey, I'm injured. How do I come back from this?
I saw that post. It was a good post. It was a great post.
And it was basically like, hey, like in the moment, it seems like it's going to take forever to recover. You're never going to come back from this. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm like, this is me 10 years ago. And this is where I'm at now. And like, you'll get through this, you know, take the proper steps, give it time. You'll get through this. And I got some messages on that one that were just jaw dropping, because it all depends on the perspective of the person looking at it. Of if someone's in the trenches and they see it, they can I meant it as encouragement. A lot of people received it as encouragement, all this. And then the rare few that are just looking at it from a different lens, and they're like, you piece of shit. Like, how dare you? Like, you didn't have a real back injury. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You know, the 2 plates and the 6 bolts in my back. Yeah. You know, I was butt hurt. Like, that was the line that he's like, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
He was like, I'm sorry you got butt hurt. And like, this isn't a real injury. Like, you're looking for pats. I was like, nope, that's not. Like, the hardware in my back, I don't think it was that I was butt hurt. But I'm sorry you took it that way. Went back and forth with him, and then I was like, once again, why am I wasting my time debating this with someone else? And just left it. And yeah, the rare time you'll get hit up down the road and the person's like, hey, my apologies, you know, like that guy actually wrote me a handwritten letter and was like, you know, I was going through a nasty split up. I was drinking a lot, like the whole spiel. And I was like, wow, thank you for taking the time to write a letter. You know, we've all said things that we look back on later and been like, wow, that was dumb. So I mean, props to him for, you know, making amends to it. But no matter what you post, there's going to be someone that finds the negative in it and just wants to make themselves feel better by trying to tear you down.
Or like,
Go ahead.
I'll post stuff about a lot of stuff about how bad sugar is, and people will attack me, and I'm always thinking like, well, even if I'm wrong, I'm not saying anything that hurts society. Why don't you put that? Why don't you put that energy and go to like a pro heroin use site or an opioid site or something, and spend that energy there? Like, why are you coming after me? Like, what I'm doing is so benign. You have terrorists in your front yard and you're yelling at me by the stroke I'm using to clean up ants in my bathroom. It's like, whoa, easy, man. I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't good.
No, but yeah,
People are out of their mind.
Blowing out your candle will make mine shine brighter. And it's nice too of like when someone is like doing well or someone has a position of authority over you, if you point out their flaws, it's, I don't know, it feels good.
It's the whole must be nice, right? That whole, I hate the term must be nice. Like someone, like everyone that's in a position that is better than yours, it must be nice. They were obviously given though that position, and they didn't earn it. They didn't work for it. It just must be nice. I wish, like, why didn't somebody do that for me? You know, kind of thing. And I hate that term. It's like my least favorite term in the world.
You kidding me? I love it. I
must
love it.
be nice.
Anytime someone says that to me, I'm like, good. You're one less person that I ever have to worry about as competition.
Well, right, no, that's easy. It's just like, but I like for me, because I get it a lot on Instagram, and it's not always in the exact terms of must be nice, but it's like, oh, you know, look at this guy, he was obviously given this, and I'm like, yeah, keep that perspective. That's gonna get you far in life.
Yeah,
just keep waiting for someone to give you something.
I was $40,000 or $60,000 in debt making this movie Pulling John. I was filming one of the arm wrestlers, and he went to an event where you sit for 3 hours and the guy tells you how to get rich, and then if you like what he said, you buy his DVD set. So I'm just sitting in there, and and I don't believe in God, but he said that one of the things that just caught my attention is I'm just sitting there. It was in New York City, and it was a jam-packed house, like 1,000 people, standing room only. And one of the things he said was, God will give you everything you want, and if you resent people, he'll make sure you never get what they have. And so if you resent rich people, or you resent the guy with the Lamborghini, or God will make sure, okay, I'll keep you away from all of that. And that, for me, was a hugely profound moment. And from that day on, I started the practice of every time I see a penny on the ground or money, no matter if it's like how humiliating it might be, I'll walk over and I'll pick it up and I'll say to myself, because he said something about affirmations too. I say to myself, you are a money magnet. And anytime I see someone who has something really nice, even if I have to fake it, I try to appreciate it, and I try to be happy for them no matter what. And from that day to my current day that I speak to you, I've only gotten significantly more money. And I don't know how it works because I don't believe in God, but maybe that's the sign from God. I should start believing. But resenting people will keep you away from, and attacking people who are on the top will keep you from getting to the top. And I'd be curious if you guys agree with that.
Well, yeah, it's a perspective, right? It's if you're resentful, like you're thinking that person was given something and they didn't earn it, they were just given it, and they just got lucky. That's why they're where they're at, right? They don't take into account the hard work or the sacrifice or the dedication or whatever it is that got them to where they're at. And maybe they did get given it. I don't know, but who cares exactly? It's not my business. If maybe then maybe the dad or the uncle or whoever gave them whatever they got, they probably had to work for it. There was always somewhere where someone had to work for it at some place in time. So for me, like,
I don't know any rich people who were given shit, by the way. All the rich people I know, like, they're workaholics.
Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there aren't trust fund babies
Matt
out there.
Didn't work.
But
Matt got given it, but other than that, that's
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Matt just stayed in that room in his parents' basement.
Yeah. And
And
people just started handing him
bicep
millions.
curls.
He started giving him gold medals. It's weird.
Hey, you lived in your mom's basement long enough. You want a house?
Nike came out of the woodworks and they saw Matt living in his mom's basement and they felt sorry for him and gave him that contract.
With his roommates. Hey, I live with my roommates.
If you want a Nike contract, move into your parents' basement now. After 5 years,
They'll give you 5 gold medals.
I loved it. Like, I remember, like, people made fun of me for living there. And, like, I lived there long past when I had to. But it was just convenient. If, like, I don't have to lock up the house or worry about anything getting stolen or breaking or bringing mail in. Yeah, that was fun.